She was just a nanny with old shoes and borrowed hope. He was a billionaire CEO, used to people treating him like a wallet. But when the tears of a frightened little girl met the kindness of a worn-out caretaker, neither expected a silent observer behind sunglasses to change everything. The story begins. The park was nearly empty at midday, benches slick from an overnight drizzle, pathways still glistening, and the early spring air carrying a chilly edge. Sarah Malik wiped sweat from her brow as she pushed the stroller through the gate. She glanced at the sky warily. Rain might come again. The stroller creaked under the weight of her little charge, Emily Foster, a shy 5-year-old with big brown eyes that had stopped believing in sunshine months ago. Sarah wasn't a hero. She was a nanny who worked long hours, from early morning cleaning jobs to afternoon babysitting shifts, just to keep food on the table for her 2 younger siblings and her ailing mother. She didn't have a plan. She had persistence. She had hunger. She had a soft heart, though the world had tried to harden her. Emily sat in the stroller, clutching a ragged teddy bear, eyes wide and vacant as rain began to fall again, slow droplets, cold and insistent. She flinched. "Shush, sweetheart," Sarah murmured, wrapping a threadbare shawl around Emily's shoulders. "It's okay. Mommy's coming soon to pick you up." Emily didn't answer. She stared at the wet ground as if searching for a crack to disappear into. Sarah's stomach tightened. She took off her scarf, opened the stroller's storage basket, and pulled out an umbrella she had bought cheaply from a street vendor yesterday. She flipped it open and held it over both their heads, protecting the little girl from the fragile drizzle. She tried to give Emily a warm smile. "Look, it's just a little rain, but the trees still dance." Emily blinked slowly. Then, a tiny gasp. The doll's button eye snapped off. The teddy bear's head tilted. Rain dripped on the bear's face. Sarah's chest twisted. "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me fix it." She crouched down, carefully brushing rain off the stuffed bear, pressing back the eyelash patch, trying to hold onto dignity with trembling fingers. Emily's lip quivered. She looked small. So small. Sarah didn't know what to say. She had no toy shop in her pocket. No magic wand. Just the umbrella, a shawl, and an aching sense of responsibility. As she fumbled, an elegant figure emerged from the deserted path. A man, mid-40s, wearing a long dark coat, his collar turned up against the wind, hands casually in pockets. He carried a cup of coffee, steam drifting upward. The rich aroma seemed out of place in the threadbare park. Sarah didn't notice him at first. She was too focused on Emily. He stopped a few feet away. His eyes, hidden behind dark glasses, lingered on the small scene. The little girl trembling under the umbrella, the nanny trying to repair a broken toy, the drizzle singing on wet leaves. Sarah met his gaze for only a moment, just a quick, tired flick of recognition. Then she looked away. But the man didn't move. He simply watched, quietly, respectfully. After what felt like an eternity, he walked over. "Hey," he said gently, not too loud, just courteous. "Do you need a hand?" Sarah glanced up, startled. "Sir, no, I'm fine really. I don't want to bother you." He shook his head softly. "You're not bothering me. I'm just someone who's seen too many storms. Maybe I can share my umbrella too." He opened his own umbrella and let its wide arc shelter all 3 of them, the man, the nanny, the terrified child with broken toy and wet shoes. The rain didn't stop. But under that umbrella, the world felt smaller, softer. Sarah swallowed. She wanted to thank him, but the words stuck. The man knelt down, as though he intentionally made himself equal. He extended a hand. "What's her name?" he asked, nodding toward Emily. "Sarah," she replied nervously. "She's Emily." The man nodded. "Nice to meet you, Emily. I'm Victor." She didn't respond. The rain was heavy, and the world still loomed large. Victor glanced at the smashed teddy bear. "Do you want me to buy you a new one?" he offered carefully. Sarah shook her head. "That's okay. I have no money for something new." "Then maybe I can wait, and we can go buy one," Victor said quietly. Sarah's throat tightened. "Sir, I can't. It's not appropriate." Again, he shook his head. Kindness doesn't require permission. Only honesty. Victor took out his phone. If you like, I can call for a cab. Give you a lift home. I live nearby. Sarah hesitated. Emily looked at Victor with big, hopeful eyes, clutching the soggy teddy. All right, she said, soft, low. A ride that felt like hope. Inside the cab, rain sliding across windows, Victor sat in front, Sarah in the back seat with Emily on her lap, the broken teddy pressed close. Emily sniffled. Victor reached back and handed her a chocolate bar. For emergencies, he said, smiling gently. Emily's face lit up, small crumb smile. Sarah covered her mouth, emotion breaking through the toughness she'd built. They reached Maya's small apartment, a tidy building with flickering hallway lights and faded paint. It wasn't much, but it was a home. Victor stepped out first, offering his hand to lift Emily and the stroller down. Sarah wiped her eyes as she tied the stroller's wheels on the ground. Thank you, she said quietly. Victor hesitated, then nodded. You and Emily take care. And if you want, maybe call me if you need anything. Sarah didn't know what to say. She didn't have business cards. She didn't have a number. But he slipped a card into her hand anyway. On it was, Victor Foster, personal, not business. She stared at the smooth cardstock, then at him. Why are you doing this? She asked. Victor's voice was gentle. Because I remember what it's like to be invisible. Sarah's heart wrenched. She didn't argue. She didn't ask for proof. She simply nodded. The next morning, when reality hits. When Sarah woke up the next morning, the apartment was quiet. The rain had stopped, but the air was cold. She looked at the city beyond her window, heartbeat echoing in the emptiness. She checked her phone. No missed calls. No messages. Her heart sank. Maybe that card was just a kindness in the rain. Maybe that man didn't really mean anything. Maybe she was foolish for hoping. She sighed, feeding Emily breakfast, stale toast and warm water, praying the day would bring something. Midday, there was a knock on the door. Her breath froze. No one ever knocked. She opened it slowly. Victor stood there, coat buttoned, umbrella folded, a small paper bag in his hand. He smiled gently. Mind if I come in? I saw you left your scarf yesterday. Sarah glanced at the baby. Emily looked up, clutching her teddy bear. Come in, Sarah whispered. A gift that changed everything. Inside, Victor placed the paper bag on the table. He didn't ask for entry. He didn't make demands. He simply waited. When Sarah opened the bag, she gasped. Inside, a warm jacket for her. A new teddy bear for Emily. And an envelope, thick, heavy. She picked up the teddy bear first. Emily gasped. Her little hands clutched it. Tears filled her eyes. Sarah looked up at Victor, voice trembling. I can't accept this. It's too much. Victor shook his head gently. No. It's not charity. It's kindness. And sometimes, when someone falls, they deserve help getting up. Sarah swallowed. Why do you care? Victor sat down. He pulled off his coat, revealing a simple sweater beneath. No logos. No corporate suit. Just a man.